Hello, everybody. Super good morning to everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to the morning session. Now it's 8:30 in the morning, and we are back at this particular series to talk about Renew series. Yes, the first of the ShenSha series. Right, morning Manuel, morning MS. Hello, Cindy, Pepper, Ginny, Eve. How are you guys all doing? And we are on Monday today. Yay! So fast, huh? Wow. Kahing also just joined us in, very good morning, right? So, Sunsha, or in the English, they like to call it the auxiliary star. Cantonese called Sunsat. Okay? Right, so it's a very, very old system. This is the very old system, very popular, very familiar system. This system is used way before the Ziping system is done. Right, so now the Ziping system is where 10 gods come in. So the Sensha actually exists before 10 gods. So this is the forefather knowledge, right? So Sunsha also widely used in another system which is called the Ziwei Dousu, the purple star astrology. Purple star astrology use Sunsha a lot. The formula is the same, by the way. Both of them have the same formula in locating the Sunsha. So if you are using purple star astrology, the additional difference is that the Sunsha sit in specific palace. Right? So whereas for Bazi, the Sunsha sit with the animal sign. That's all. That's the only difference. Right? So the explanation is the same. So there is a wide variety of Sensha stars that is around. So they are all called stars. They are basically you can call it cosmic alignment. They are talking about cluster of stars. By the way, the Sensha is clusters of stars. It is normally used to compare one component against another component. So later we will talk a little bit about that. And today to kick off, we're gonna use the TaiJi Nobleman. Right, so the TaiJi Nobleman is gonna be the first Sunsha that we'll be kicking off. Right, so let me shrink myself down to the smaller version. Right, so this is the tiny version, and we will look at this particular thing called TaiJi Nobleman. Right, so first of all, I want to get in touch with me, Telegram. Right, you can use Telegram to get in touch with me. So Telegram is where all the announcement available downloads. Like today, the TaiJi Nobleman formula, I will drop it into the Telegram for you guys to download for you guys who want it. For those of you who like to read newsletter, my newsletter is on Substacks, right? So you can scan that. You can join the free version or the paid version. The paid version will have additional content. Like for example, right now it is publishing the homeowner feng shui house selection guide. It's basically doing that. It's about a 40 series publication. So you want to read that, please go for the paid subscription. Before this, the paid subscription has also already published the 60 pillar. All the 60 pillar has already been published inside the what we call the paid subscription spot, right? So the free subscription, you can have all the forecasting, whether annual, monthly forecasting, I'll publish inside there, right? So if there's any activation that is worth mentioning, then I will also publish inside, right? So depend on which channel that you want. Of course, watch video. YouTube is the one. There's also a fan page in Facebook, right? So you can also go Facebook and look for me. There's a fan page there, right? So that also work, right? So any form of what we call communication you want, you just go and be creative and find me there, right? So now Sunsha, right? So now these are just sample of the available Sunsha, a lot, few hundreds of them, right? For you to remember all of them is basically next to impossible. Right? Unless you have a very strong liking for Chinese classical text. So later, we will take a look at the Chinese classical text, right? So if you take a look at all of these, eventually we will go through all of them. How long does it take? I don't know. Right? So again, right, I always tell people say that a lot of difficult to find topic, right? Yeah. Right? You can take all the Sensha topic, each and everyone do one, right? You can go for years. Right, so as far as I know right now, the count is about 118. I got about 118 now, right? So 118 is about 2 years if you do once every week, right? 52 weeks a year, right? So about 2 years worth of content. Yeah, right. So and then you say that, oh, I want to learn this. Okay, good luck learning. Okay, right. So now all of this you can just go to the internet and search. There are no shorts of information in the internet about this. But can you understand the text or not? That one is up to you, lah. Right? So a lot of the translation is a bit broken. I can just tell you that. some are not very helpful, right? So now later we will take a look at it, right? So these are just a sample of all the one that I which I've come across and has some form of research done on it. Okay. Yeah, there are more black versus red. Correct. There are more black versus red. Right. So if you want to plot your BaZi chart, right? So this is the software that I'm currently using. It is by Typing Astro. Right, so you can use this as well. So again, same there's the free version, there's the paid version. Paid version got more perks, look more nice. So up to you, right? So ShenSha, last time when it is not under the Ziping method, the year will be the targeting pillar. Right, so it's either the year stem or the year branch would be the main targeting pillar against the rest of the branches. Right, so right now when we are using the Ziping method, the Ziping method, one of the biggest contribution or one of the biggest changes is that Ziping shifted the focal point from year to day. Right, they focus the year per focal point from year to date, right? So then you can take a look at it. So you need a BaZi chart as a reference. So go and dig whatever BaZi chart it is, use the software to print it out. So now today the reference point is going to be the stem. Some reference points are branches, right? So then you need to look at the formula, whether it's a stem formula or branch formula. But anyway, this is where you're going to get your information, right? That's how you're going to be getting your information, right? So go ahead and go and find yours, right? So let's take a look, right? So the what we call the TaiJi 贵人 一个台给贵人 right? The main thing you need to know is that TaiJi 贵人 is a star that allow you to go beyond limits. Later we talk about beyond limits. Going beyond limits is not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, right? So you will hear me repeating saying this thing, nothing is good, nothing is bad. In the world of duality, both good and bad happen at the same time. There are no absolute good, there are no absolute bad. It depends on the circumstance that you're in. So later I will explain to you the modern interpretation of TaiJi 贵人 right? So the olden day interpretation, I will also tell you the olden day interpretation. So you use your own judgment whether you want to use the more modern one or the more older one. Right, so in the world of Chinese metaphysics, you need to understand first the biggest universe is called TaiJi and Wuji. Right, Wuji means limitless, TaiJi means limit. Right, so you can see that the world consists of things that you don't know, which is called Wuji. Wuji means that there is actually no limit. So there's no limit on things that you don't know. Just pretty simple for you to say. Right, no matter whatever it is you think that you're the greatest, right? There's a lot of things in the universe that you don't know. The universe is huge. So tell me, the universe is so huge. Do you think there are something in the universe that you completely don't know about? And us humans always have that particular proudness that we are human, we know everything. Science explains everything. Physics can explain everything. Yeah. So when they go down to right now they say that physics can explain anything, right? When they right now go down to the quantum level, so right now they have mechanism. They got what we call the microscope is strong enough to go down and look at at the atomic and subatomic level. They find that actually whatever physics knowledge that we have in the in the large world, in the macro world, doesn't apply in the micro world. They have to come up with a completely new set of physics, right, which is called quantum physics, by the way. All right, to explain the thing in the quantum realm. So before this, it's like physics is the everything. Now that they discover no. So they have just moved from TaiJi, which is limit, into limitless, and right now the limitless become limit. That is the entire world of Chinese metaphysics. There's always everything and the area that right? So the TaiJi Nobleman is allow you to expand your limit. Whatever last time there is not within your scope, right now suddenly is within your scope. So some people might feel that this is great, some people might feel that it is not so good. So depend on the situation you're in. But overall conceptualization of TaiJi Nobleman, when you see it, is that it allow you to jump beyond limit. Right, so sometimes it brings with good perk, sometimes it brings not good perk. So later we talk about different situations so that you start to understand what basically happened. Right, so on the normal rudimental side, TaiJi Nobleman with the word Nobleman 贵人, what we call the expectation is always someone come and assist you. In the olden day, they love this entire concept of, other people come and rescue me. I think you have seen enough, what we call the Chinese Kung Fu movie or any certain culture movie as well. There is always this conceptualization of hero coming to rescue people. It's a very constant storytelling. There's always a hero come to rescue people. So TaiJi Nobleman belonged to one of the stars, a nobleman star that come to help. Right. So the classical text again, you can just go and Google. It will come up. It will show up. You just type in TaiJi Nobleman. Of course, it's gonna show up in Chinese. Right. So when it show up in Chinese, you see that it was always arranged in such a neat manner. You want to call it a neat manner, right? So like for example, this is 246, 7 character per sentence, with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sentences. 8 sentences of 7 character per sentence, right? So in the olden day, why is it presented in such a manner? Is because everything is written on bamboo sheets. That's the original way of writing things. You take bamboo sheet and then you start to carve the word into the bamboo sheet. Right, so the bamboo sheet got a certain amount of length. You can only put how many character inside the bamboo sheet, right? So how many character goes in depend on the bamboo sheet cover. If the bamboo sheet carving fella can squeeze more character inside, then every single bamboo sheet is going to be more character, right? So there is a standard amount of things that they can carve. It also depends on how big and how fat is the bamboo. Right, you got to see the drift. And what happened here is that because they have limited amount of space, their ability to use character become very, very important. Right, so you need to compress in a lot of information inside. And a lot of time when you take a look at classical text, you will find the formula inside. Right, so like for example, right, so this one say that家己人生子午中, right? So this one basically tell you, if you got 家 and 己, 家 yi, you got 家 and yi, yeah. Right, so people who have a day master of Jia and Yi, the TaiJi Nobleman will appear in the red and also the horse. That's all. Right, so the word 人生 and 中 is actually rubbish. It's just there to fill up the space. Right, so there is a lot of filler information. Right, so there's a lot of filler information there. Right, so then it said that Ping Ting, right? So Ping Ting is the day master of Ping and the day master of Ting. Right. So then here they write G2. Right. So up there they use 子午, down there they use G2. Right. So 子午 is the original text that is being used in BaZi. Right. So whereas G2 is the commoner text is being used. So G is you, 2 is Mao. So you got you and Mao. Right. So then Ping Ting, the TaiJi Nobleman is basically in Yu and Mao, right? So then so then they say that Ding Heng Tong, right? So Ding Heng Tong, what the hell is that mean? Smooth passage, right? So does Ping Ting has better passage than Jia Yi? No, it doesn't mean that. The smooth passage Ding Heng Tong there is just putting in to fill up the wording. And it usually need to sound rhythmic, right? So it usually need to sound like that, right? So then it said that wu ji liang gan, right? So wu ji liang gan, the 2 pillar, right? So then said that that there's 四季 there. 四季 mean that the 4 season, right? So then you need to interpret what the hell is the 4 season. You have to go and interpret. The formula doesn't say so. So the 4 season is basically the 4 ending point of the season, which is the dragon for spring. Then you got the goat for your summer. Then you have your dog for your autumn, and then you got your ox for your winter. Right. So this is the 4 season, no? Right. So which means that the Wu and Ji, the TaiJi Nobleman happen to be the 4 animal sign, which is the dragon, the dog, the ox, and also the goat. Then you say, huh? The Wu and Qi got 4 TaiJi Nobleman. Yes, Wu and Qi got 4 TaiJi Nobleman. So in terms of capacity expansion, so if you look at this, right? In terms of capacity expansion, Wu and Qi would have the bigger capacity expansion than other people. This explains why the entire world is covered by Earth. Right? So you can see there's a lot of explanation that you can do, right? So then he said that Geng Xin Yin Hai, right? So then you know that the Geng and Xin, the TaiJi Nobleman is in Yin and Hai. Then it's Ren, Kui, Si, and Shen. So the Ren and also Kui, the TaiJi Nobleman is Si and Shen. So if you know the formula, so those are the formula. So now you start to know the formula. The rest of it, you just think of it as filler, right? So the rest of it, think of it as filler. Is just think of it as storytelling, right? So of course, there's one part of it that talk about the effect of the TaiJi Nobleman. This is your explanation to the TaiJi Nobleman, which is not very helpful. Later we will talk about that one, right? So later, I have a translation for you so that you start to understand what is happening, right? So like for example, this year is Jia Chen. This year is the year of dragon, right? Jia Chen, right? So then Jia, the TaiJi Nobleman is rat and horse. So that's why if you have rat and horse inside your chart, then this year you will have TaiJi Nobleman. Next year is Yi Si. So next year also is the same. It is still rat and also horse, which is having the TaiJi Nobleman. So this is where your Chinese New Year animal signs come in. ShenSha is very, very prominent in the Chinese New Year forecast realm. Every single year, we got the Chinese New Year, every single master will come out and tell you this year, right, the well star lands on this particular animal sign. All of them are ShenSha. Every single of them are ShenSha. So which means if you have all the ShenSha formula, which can be obtainable in the internet, by the way, just go Google it, right? They'll give you enough. Then you can plot on your own for every single year because you already know every single year what is the step. Right, this year is Jia, next year is Yi, then after that is Bing, after that is Ding, then Wu, Qi, Geng, Xing, Ren, Kui. So you always go in this particular sequence. So you can already sequence all the TaiJi Nobleman. That's how you formularize the entire thing. So in the olden day may be very difficult, but right now with the assistance of a database, you can actually do all this plotting at any time you like, as long as you got a database skill set. If you don't have database skill set, go find someone else who has it. If you don't have any friend who has it, pay someone to do it, right? This is where you buy software, right? So it's a lot of software, right? So Typing Astro is just one of them, right? So they basically will be able to plot all of this ShenSha in, right? So yeah, there will be a table whereby you have your ShenSha on all your pillar, right? You can expand it, you can see your ShenSha and all the bloody pillar that you have, right? So the more important thing is that, so what's the use of this ShenSha? Now you know how to identify it, you know how to find it, then you need to know what is the usage of the ShenSha. So that's why the first one I tell you is that the TaiJi Nobleman, the use is basically to expand your capacity, move you over the limit. So the story is like this. Let's say that you start off, when I say the start off and I say that, it's 10K, these are just example, please. Okay, you don't like 10K, you can use 15K, you can use 5K, you can use 3K, 2K, 1K. You can use whatever K you want to use, right? So you don't like Ringgit Malaysia, the denomination, go use Singapore dollar, go use US dollar. It doesn't matter. It's just basically an explanation starting point. Let's say that you start off with 10K, right? So you have a 10K problem. Yeah, start off with 10K, you have a 10K problem. When TaiJi Nobleman come in, TaiJi Nobleman will lift you up to another stratosphere of problem. Right, it expands your capacity. So now just imagine, you begin off with 10K. Right now you have expanded yourself into the 100K level. Does the 10K problem still remain a problem to you? No more, right? The 10K no more remain a problem to you. Right? So this one is like this. You are a small town. You are a small town chap. You live in a kampong. Kampong means a village. Right? So one day, through some what we call luck, one of your uncle, which is from a big town, came back for Chinese New Year, Raya, Deepavali, don't care. Mooncake Festival is coming up. So they came back for Mooncake Festival, and then the uncle saw you and said that, hey, you know what? My company is actually expanding right now. I just needed somebody to come out, help out with the storefront, right? So it seems like you are a bit free right now, nothing to do. Well, how about you, follow me to town? How about you follow me to town? And take care of my store for some time, and then after that you see which direction you want to go. Now you see this particular uncle is called TaiJi Nobleman, right? The fella come here and then lift you up to another level, bring you to the big town. So when you bring to the big town that time, right, you have to adapt to the big town. right? You adapt to the big town, you grow, you know, you learn skill set that you have inside the big town. So this particular uncle has brought you to the big town already. It opened you the door of the big town, big city. You go there and learn. After some time already, you get the grasp of the big town. So you know you get used to big town already. Right now you're a big town boy, you got big town income. Now suddenly you come back to the olden town to visit your mom, right? One day you go back to visit your mom, right? I guarantee you, you see everything in the small town also wrong. Because why? Your mentality increased already. The mentality increased, you have seen the world, right? It's called seen the world. Right? So now you go back, right? When the small town people was having the small town discussion, which is the exact same discussion that you have when you are in a small town mode. When you are in small town mode, these are the things that you participate in. Right now, you realize that, you know, oh, this thing I participated last time. Last time also I like this phase one. Right now, you got a very different vantage point. You got a very different way of handling the problem already. The problem don't seem to be a problem anymore. Right? Problem don't seem to be a problem anymore. Like for example, one of the problem in small town is that they have limited access to information. Right? Even you tell them that, you know, all this information, you know, can be found in the internet. They don't know how to access the internet. Then you're gonna tell them that there's this innate thing called ChatGPT, right? They don't know how to use ChatGPT, right? Even if you ask me right now, I also is classified under people who doesn't know how to use ChatGPT. I've seen people who uses ChatGPT, those people who are enlightened in ChatGPT, amazing the type of result that they can cough out. You pass it to me, I cannot cough out half the thing that they have done. You see, they are at a different stratosphere than me in terms of, you know, ChatGPT knowledge. There is always this thing happening, right? So now if you take a look at it, you know, from 100,000, if let's say that you go to 1 million right now, it's again another different stratosphere, right? So now the 100,000 can be just reaching 150,000. It is still a different stratosphere, right? So the 100,000 can reach 200,000. You know, it can be 110,000. It doesn't matter. It just causes your capability, the thing that you see, your awareness, your wisdom to just expand. So once your wisdom expand, right, you will start to find that your original problem become not so much of a problem to you already. It causes you to change. Right now, it changes something positive or not. So let me just give you a example drive through for you. Right? So you and your friend started a company, right? So started a company. Beginning, it was a $10,000 company. So $10,000 company, you all were doing your work. Then the business expand. The business expand into 100,000 already. So tell me, 100,000 company, can you still run it using the 10,000 baht company's mentality? So this one is, you know, MNC company cannot use Chinaman style to run. You've heard that before, right? Chinaman style means that, you know, you control everything, you know, the small town business model. When you go up to the bigger playing field, you know, where you need corporate conglomerate style, you cannot use the small town method. But here's the thing, right? Growth is not linear towards everybody. So you and your friend partner together, started a business. When the business was small, you guys were great. You know, both of you were contributing correctly. But then when the business grow, you grow together with the business. Right? So right now you are at the 100,000 earning level of the business, but your friend didn't grow. So now what happened? You're at 100,000, he's at the 10,000 level, he didn't grow. Right? So same thing, you're at your hometown, you will ship over to the big town. You grow because you are inside the big town right now, but all your hometown friend did not grow. So when you go back and visit your hometown friend, they will still be talking about the hometown stuff. Now you have a different view of the world. When you talk to them, right, it just doesn't work one, you know. It just doesn't work. Now that you're enlightened, this group of people just does not work to you. Same thing with that particular partner friend of yours. That's why in company, when you run a company, right, when your company is in a rapid growth, right, you need people who is at that particular level of contribution. A lot of people who follow you from long time ago was not growing due to one reason or another. It doesn't matter whatever the personal reason that they have. It's just that you know that they are not growing. Now what happened? Now you have a liability. Now you have a very, very strong liability there. Because why? They are not growing, they are eating up resources. And more worse is that this particular person think that they deserve the 100,000 return by putting in 10,000 worth of effort. They put in the same amount of effort that they put in last time, thinking that they deserve the bigger return. This is where shit starting to happen. A lot of relationship break because of this. The dissync between the growth of two parties. And TaiJi Nobleman notorious for causing this sort of situation because it causes a person to grow in capacity. Force also is called force a person to grow in capacity. Right? So when you grow in capacity, you will have this thing happening around you. There are going to be people who is not growing at the pace that's required. So when that happens, right, how are you going to process the situation? You're going to wait for the person to come up? Wait how long? Wait mean that you are not growing. Wait mean that you're not growing. So just imagine, running a marathon. So you sign up for the 2 km, your partner, best friend sign up for 5 km. So how? You're gonna wait for him? Or you're gonna run ahead? Run ahead, he feel what we call abandoned. You don't run ahead, you're not gonna finish your 42 km. So how you tell me? You're gonna sacrifice your 42 km run for the happiness of this particular idiot who cannot run 42 km, who's not willing to upgrade himself to run the 42 km, who just want to remain running 5 km, and he demand that you wait for him. Are you willing to, sacrifice everything, throw away all your 100,000 business and go back to 10K and just to keep this particular idiot happy? Is that what you're going to do or not? Now, TaiJi Nobleman will put you into this particular situation of you need to start to choose. Right? You will start to find people at that particular higher level and you start to understand how they work. And then you will start to understand the limitation of the people that's at the lower level. Your stratosphere start to shift. So when your stratosphere start to shift, you start to accept new things. You start to discharge old things. So there are going to be people, there are going to be certain things that you would drop. Right? So it's even like, if you have eaten higher quality food, forget about the pricing first. You've eaten higher quality food. The lower quality food is just not going to cut it. Right? Start to see. Right? So TaiJi Nobleman give you this particular situation conundrum for you to face. Right? So now the Chinese translation into English about the functionality. So this is the classical translation. Right? So it tells you that, this prosperity required a higher ranking individual to help you. So which means that there's going to be somebody who is at the higher stratosphere who's going to somehow cross your path. They're going to extend their great hand into pulling you up. Now, whether you're going to accept the great hand, this one also what we call depend on your mindset at that particular level. Some people, when people extend their hand to help you, right, they have that particular thing. Oh, is this scam? Is this person really want to help me? What's the catch? If you are that type of person, right, no nobleman will come help you. Okay, right? So you need to be that type of person who has the curiosity to explore. This is an opportunity. No, my uncle asked me to go to big town. Right? So you don't go and think that, maybe my uncle want to sell me to the slave camp. Yeah, if you have that sort of mentality, right, you will forever be in the small town. No need to do anything. Okay, right? So if you want to be like that, be like that. But if you be like that, then don't complain that you don't get things. Right? So there's always give and take there. Right? So which means that, so now if the TaiJi Nobleman is you, you are expected to bring some people up to your level, which is also something that you need to do because you need support. Just remember, every time you go up, you will lose ground, right? Until you feel the ground back in. Until you feel the ground back in, you will lose ground. Right? So it's very scary to lose ground. Up there, got no friend. Down there, the friends are all gone. So that's why I say that when you're progressing towards leadership, when you're progressing towards a higher level, usually it's very lonely. Because only you understand the hardship that you're going through. Only you understand. No one else understands. Right? Those people who are at the bottom say that you abandon them. Those people at the up say that you're not worthy. So how? You don't move. You don't move because of this. No lah, it's not because of that. So you just need to understand that TaiJi Nobleman involve a person which is higher status, higher authority, higher power, higher resource, who is gonna come and extend his hand to assist you to come up. Assist you to come up, not that he will do everything for you. The fellow just open the door for you in terms of introducing you that there are this sort of solution available that our stratosphere people use. You want to learn how to use or not, right? So again, if you have the mentality that I will fold my hand and do nothing, God will assist me, right? You deserve to fail, right? You deserve failing, right? So there's just too many people there that has this sort of mentality when they apply Chinese metaphysics, which is that thing that they go to the temple, they put some joysticks into the temple, and then it's like Guan Yin Ma assist me, and Guan Yin Ma will come and do everything. No, it doesn't happen that way, right? So that's why go to temple, make wishes. Okay, no need to come tell me. After you make the actual wishes, right? Then you go and execute. Then it's more workable, right? But there's not many people who is like that, unfortunately, right? So don't know whether it is being sold in a wrong manner or whatever. Right, okay, right. So TaiJi Nobleman, take a look at it. It's basically either someone of a higher status, find that you are currently has the connection with him that is trying to assist you to come up. Right. So that's one scenario. So you need to be open enough to accept the assistant. Right. So you can think of it as Jesus extending the hand. If that make you feel better. Guan Yin Ma extend the hand also can. The great god of horrors extend his hand up to you. Doesn't matter whichever version you like, right? Just your uncle coming in and extend the hand can be. Doesn't matter. Your best friend, long time ago, one suddenly reappear and tell you that my company needed somebody who is like this. Maybe you can come and try. Right? These are people extending your hand, right? So it's always to a direction whereby it causes you to expand, causes you to grow. Right, so now whether you're gonna grow, you're gonna expand, you're gonna feel comfortable growing, all those things you settle on your own. Right, the opportunity basically is open. Right, so if the TaiJi Nobleman is you are the TaiJi Nobleman, then you are expected to perform this task by lifting other people up. You will start to see other people where that, hey, your problem, right? Actually, I have solved before. At my level, it's actually a very small problem. At your level, you might see it as a huge issue, right? So I can assist you, lah, right? So provided that you want to learn how to go, lah, right? So this is where you very common one. This is where you sign up for courses, right? So you sign up for courses. Let's say a 5-day course on how to be proficient in Photoshop. Right, so the one that I like the most, which I see in advertising, is that, right? So trying to gain 6-pack, going to gym is too difficult, right? 3-day confirm getting your 6-pack. Come and join Photoshop course, right? So you can see, right? So the Photoshop guy who's going to teach you the Photoshop is going to be the TaiJi Nobleman now. Right, so it's possible for you to learn this Photoshop thingy from this particular person. The person will bring you to a level of Photoshop. You know Photoshop, you know how to turn on Photoshop, but you don't know how to use it. So after acquiring the knowledge, then your Photoshop level will be much more higher. So now your Photoshop level is going to be higher than the commoner friend that you have. Yeah, right. So right now, if you're gonna hire than a commoner friend that you have one conundrum right now. Your friend always tell you cannot be done, but you know that it can be done. So how? It's either you drop your friend or you wait until your friend one day can go out, or you assist your friend to see how to do it. But there's gonna be choices, right? There are gonna be choices. There are gonna be people who you need to drop. There are going to be people who you need to drop from your radar. They are just not going the correct direction. There are some who need some time to come up. Those are the ones that you should spend a little bit of time slowing yourself down in bringing them up together. Right? So then you have some comrade to do. Right? So for those of you who are into what we call animation, right? So my age, right? So my age, right? So not this one yet first, right? So tell you about this one, right? So now again, if you go for this thing, which is called the marathon. A marathon got different category on it. So the idea is that you go to the park, you were training in the park, running around the lake, right? Then you saw another person also running. Then you run together. Hey, marathon are you? Then the fella said, yeah, no, I also joined marathon. Oh, now both of you have commonality. So this is like the beginning of a business relationship between two persons. I have an idea, you also have similar idea, you bump into together, right? And then you guys start running. Wow, it's like oh, then you talk about the idea. Wow, blah 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 blah. So, wow, this fella is like the fella, the one. Then you guys decided that you guys gonna be training partner in marathon, run together. Okay, run together, training partner in marathon. Then one day there was this marathon that come up. Then you said you sign up for it. Then you sign up for it. Oh yay! Then really happy. You guys started to run the business. Then after going to the business only, you find out that you signed up for the 42 km, he signed up for the 10 km. Now the run is going to be very different. The run is going to be very different. So this is where you need to go into the entire process of how hey, you're gonna up your pace so that you'll be able to catch up with the 42 km, or am I supposed to slow down to your pace? How is it gonna work? Or am I gonna abandon you? You run, I run, I? How? All right. So if you run, I run hard, I run mine, then you better not complain that your reward is lesser than me. Okay. But how come the pig is not included? Pig is included. I think the pig is forgot which one. Later I send to you. It's included. Every single animal sign is included. Everyone got 2. Right? Everyone got 2. Who is there? The earth got 4. It's inside one the pig. Right? So it's basically there. Right? So you got this particular situation that you need to think about. Right? Should you slow down for the other person? Is there the other person worth slowing down for? Right? So in normal relationship also is the same. Normal relationship, right? So when you meet your partner, the thing that you call soulmate, right? The thing that you desperately want to call soulmate, when you first meet that time, right? There's definitely some form of connection there, the training. But then as times go by, one party may grow overly too much from the other party. So example again, you got a girlfriend when you are in small town, that's what our customers said, our Cantonese said, means grow up together from small. So you know each other, your family know each other, it's like it's already determined from small that you guys shall get married. But then one day you get sent, because exam finish, your exam pretty good, then you were sent out to another bigger town, bigger state to study your university. So tell me, after 3 years studying university, after seeing all the rest of the world, different girl, you come back and you look at this particular girl, how? Right? So if you drag this girl to the big town, can she survive? Is she able to grow into the city girl that you need? Right? You're gonna have that conundrum happening, right? So don't think that TaiJi Nobleman grow you is good. TaiJi Nobleman grow you, it doesn't grow anybody around you. They may not be able to come out and breathe your air, right? So it's like you try to go to high altitude place and breathe like normal here, you die one. Right? So now I was just trying to tell you this, right? You guys know Goku, right? So right now he's very famous in China, but it's our Eastern version Sun Wukong. Right? So the black myth Sun Wukong coming out. Right? So it's like breaking all the sales record. Everybody was playing this particular game, right? So this version was during my time. Right? So Goku always go through this transformation. Right? So transformation from his normal form, right? So when his normal form got his normal Sega, then he always what we call participate in those earth Lei Tai, right? So the competition, right? So fighting with each other one, very small that time, fighting with each other, right? So that was his normal mode. Then suddenly there was this interstellar galactic Frieza thingy, like interstellar galactic thingy happened. Then he start to know that there are other being in the universe, the grand universe right now, that's much more powerful than the being inside his own planet Earth. Right? Last time he was fighting creature that is in planet Earth. So right now he's talking about a interstellar being called Frieza, right? So to be able to fight with Frieza, he has to push himself above the limit and become this Super Saiyan 2. Right? So at that point in time, Super Saiyan 2 was the thing. You know, everybody was like, wow, rooted for, you know, you got 10 video tape just to see him transform. Yep, you know, the author cheated us so much money. Last time I have to rent videotape VHS to watch this. It's all like 10 videotape. I just watch him transform into Saiyan 2. Oh, no, it's like, yeah, correct. No, so tell me, after he transformed to Saiyan 2 already, is there anybody else in planet Earth that is worth fighting for you? No one. Right? So fighting in planet Earth is not something that he can do. But can planet Earth people understand about, you know, their interstellar being that is dangerous out there that can destroy your entire planet with a one finger point? Right? Nobody in the planet Earth understand that one, you know? Right? You can see, so right now he is at the what we call ultra instinct level. I think his ultra instinct up already. You see his transformation from one level until one level until one level until one level that you are also bored to look at it already. But anyway, you understand. So the TaiJi Nobleman allow you for this particular transformation. It bring you to one stratosphere to another stratosphere to another stratosphere. So your problem solving capacity will actually be increased. But it also means that you're gonna be introduced to bigger problems. Right? So last time you were limit to this sort of problem. Right now your problem is like this. But because your problem right now like this, the old problem become no problem. Right? So if you see TaiJi Nobleman on your chart, right? So which means that next year, this year, if you got red, and also you have horse inside your chart. So depending on which pillar, so each pillar has a different things that it governs. You can take a look at that, right? So then that roughly give you a guidance that there is an opportunity for you to expand your capability in that particular area. Just think of it as capability expansion first. So which means that doors will open for you to learn on how to handle much bigger sphere. Your job is go to learn, is to accept the guidance of the nobleman, right? That particular uncle that's going to bring you to the big town, is to accept that. Is to accept the university entrance letter that is sent to you as telling you that you shall leave your current town right now and go to a bigger town to study. It's basically to start to understand right now that your company need people who is able to handle the company at 100,000 level and to drop all the 10,000 level people out of your company and, you know, restructure the company so that it can handle 100,000. It's that particular thing that you need to be able to accept when you have TaiJi Nobleman around. Good or bad, you interpret on your own how you're gonna handle this thing. But anyway, the opportunity, the door is gonna be open. Cool, right? So that's your TaiJi Nobleman in the more modern interpretation, right? The most modern that I can give you from my limited knowledge, instead of just telling you the olden day, what we call interpretation, right? So olden day interpretation is a little bit more limited. Okay, can do, right? So hopefully, you know, you guys can use this and we will try to build up. The Nobleman chart is different from earthly stem combined. No, got nothing to do with earthly stem combined. What does that have to do with earthly stem combined? The ShenSha formula got nothing to do with combined clashes and anything. Got nothing to do with that. It's basically this versus this one. ShenSha is very easy to remember. You see this, these two are the thing. You see this one is the thing. You see this is the thing. It's planetary alignment. It's basically planetary alignment. So the TaiJi Nobleman is actual planet, or you want to call constellation, actual planet and constellation. So it's basically telling you when this thing is aligned with this particular direction. So which means that right now certain thing is aligned with the Jia direction. So when it's aligned to the Jia direction, the TaiJi Nobleman is in one of them is in the red direction, another one of them is in the horse direction. That's all it's telling you. It is actually a planetary map. Right? If you're crazy enough, you can go and try to search the constellation map and try to find which planet versus which planet. Can be done, huh? right? So you can go and do it. I'm just not going to be bothered with it, because astrophysics is not mine, right? Your chart is not showing ShenSha. Not understand what this means, but your chart is not showing ShenSha. Right, Jezzo, no one don't understand what you are. Okay. Right, but anyway, right, so this is done. So I will send you the ShenSha table a bit later. Right, so you want to download, go and get yourself connected to the Telegram and you can download that. See you guys. Bye bye.